right? Because you don't want to send. We've all made mistakes if we thought the song was good and we sent it in, and we got the exact opposite in terms of feedback, right? So.
Right. Well, let's elaborate on it.
Yeah.
I mean, instead of trying to sum it up, let's take our time to kind of unpack this because, there's a few different, it's complex. There's just no one way to make it onto a big label. I mean, it takes a commitment to your craft, and you have to never be satisfied in terms of sound production, song arrangement, sound quality. I mean, all those kinds of things. You're mixing, you're mastering, and maybe, if mixing and mastering is not really your thing, or
you may have to hire somebody.
You may have to hire somebody, but you know what happens? A lot of producers out there, I mean, including guys like us, for like the longest time, we couldn't afford to send our music out and have somebody mix it down and master it.
Yeah, we're going to share this story another time, but the truth is my brother and I have come from nothing, and we've been beginning to create something out of nothing. And that's the truth. We don't come from a silver spoon in our mouths or anything of that sort. So it's been, in my own opinion, 10 times as hard to get to where we are right now, and we're never satisfied and we'll never be satisfied because you always want to try to improve and continuously get better. But honestly, I would say in terms of what I could give you guys advice out there, I would say don't hound these A&Rs, because at the end of the day, we're all human. Just as much as you wouldn't want someone calling your cell phone 10 times a day, 10 times a week. These people are busy. If they feel like a record is suitable for their label, believe me, they will reach back out to you. And trust me, that's patience, persistence, and don't pester the A&Rs. I would say is super important.
Yeah, that's important, because obviously they are getting inundated, but, then again, you do have to be consistent. So, give it a couple of weeks after you send in a demo to an A-list label, and
just go from there and see what happens. If you really don't hear nothing back, I would probably leave it alone more than likely. But that's just,
and be supportive of that label too. Make sure that if you're on social media and you're looking at that label, you're obsessing over it, you're dreaming, you're visualizing being on that label. Support the label.
Follow the artist.
Right?
Follow the label. Repost some of the artist songs that you really love and appreciate. Show the love, show the support. Don't be a hater. There's plenty of those out there. Don't be one of those people.
Yeah, download the music, include it in your mixes, tag the artists, you know what I mean? And, you really have to just show your support, show your love, and visualize yourself becoming a part of that label. You know what? I mean, I don't mean to make it sound so simple because, again, it's going to take a commitment. It's going to take a mentality of never giving up and not being, never being satisfied.
And there's no one simple answer to any of this that we're saying.
Right, because I mean, there's so many other factors, right? You have to really focus on your branding, your marketing. There was a time where, we used to go by a different name and it just wasn't working anymore and it was too long. And we saw how things were changing and like names are being simplified. And a lot of the biggest artists out there, have, 1 syllable, 2 syllable, 3 syllable names, right? So we were like, we need to maybe rethink how we're going to present ourselves. Plus we've been evolving as artists. This is part of the journey is, the evolution of a music producer, and I've actually got the privilege of, watching my brother evolve and become a better music producer, a better partner in terms of our music production. And the amount that he's able to contribute today, is, far, beyond what he was able to contribute just
maybe even
5-10 years ago.
Or maybe even a year ago.
Every
single year, I feel like we're making strides in terms of progress, whether it's working in the studio, working on music production, or even video editing, or now our newfound love, podcasting for you guys.
Right.
Just giving you guys a little background because we know just as much as you guys. We've always been curious on how some of these artists have gotten signed, and we want to take you along this journey. And getting back to what we're talking about here, what did this result in terms of our third point on here with ARMADA?
Right. So the third point, and before I go there, though, I just want to kind of expand on something you said earlier. The fact that we're doing this and the reason why we want to do this and get on video and express, these feelings and our experiences, with our YouTube community out there is because, like he said, we came from nothing. All right. We grew up really poor. All right. Let me tell you that, we were so poor that I remember my mom telling me that it took until I was 4 years old for her to pay off the hospital bills for the pregnancy, for the doctor delivering me and all that kind of stuff. It took until I was 4 years old.
Oh, I know.
Mom, we have so many stories we're going to share with you guys someday, but we were so poor, so broke. My mom used to buy material from the fabric store that was on clearance, and she would sew our clothes because for just $3 or $4, she was able to make, 2 outfits for my brother and I,
shirts,
versus, she didn't have that, 10, 20, 30, $40 to spend at the store to get us clothes. That's how broke we were. I mean, we came from nothing. And that's why we wanted to get on here and let you know that if we could do it, you guys could do it too. Absolutely. The biggest opponent in your life, the biggest block that holds, the biggest obstacles, what I'm trying to say, is yourself.
It is.
Look in the mirror, and you have to have that dialogue with you. So you have to have that savage self-talk, and you have to really be driven, and push yourself and visualize and commit yourself, like I said, to constant improvement. Never be satisfied. So now back to point 3.
Yeah.
All right. So as a result of us getting signed to ARMADA, our song's called Soundwave.
If you guys haven't heard it, definitely check it out. Love to hear what you guys. Yeah, we have the lyrics video. It's on our page right now, and leave some comments. Let us know what you guys think about the song. We love to hear some feedback.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to know what you guys think. It's a different song, and so even the way it starts, it's really unique in that we tried to create something that really no one else has done, but we thought would be really cool. We've always kind of wanted to include like a sort of like a vocoder voice that was talking about the science of sound and sound waves, right? And have like a really cool build up. And actually, okay, we got to be transparent about this. We originally wrote that song for Mousetrap.
Yeah, we always had a dream to get on Mousetrap.
Right. I mean,
so we fused some of our loves for that Mousetrap sound with some of the progressive and that techie edge. So we fused all those elements together of what we truly love to try to represent and come across different. So from beginning to end, the song is completely different.
Right.
The first break from the second break, they're completely different. Drops may be a little bit similar, but the last drop has the biggest bite, of course.
And we wanted to incorporate elements into that song that we love. There's progressive house elements in there. We love
a tech edge.
We also love, sort of like that Mousetrap, Dead Mouse sound that he was, really famous for.
Progressive.
The sawtooth, bass lines. And, we also, this is such a great example that we're talking about this because, this is a song that we had totally focused on Mousetrap as a label. We really visualized ourselves getting on there. I mean, we were so determined. We went to the Mousetrap pop-up in LA, and we were just,
we're out there networking,
really trying hard, and really believing in ourselves. And I think the song is worthy of getting signed to any label, really, because it got signed to ARMADA.
It's so unique in itself. But I don't even know if Mousetrap listened to it. If I can recall correctly, I don't think they listened to that one. They've listened to some of our other stuff, but you remember them listening?
But see, that's a prime example of just how hard it is. We tried so consistently, and not to pester them or anything like that. We definitely spaced it out.
We're being respectful.
Yeah. But we were determined, and ultimately, guys, it didn't get listened to, and that's it.
And it wasn't that's it. ARMADA signed it, which to us was even bigger because, like I mentioned in the beginning of this podcast, if you go on Google and you look at the top dance music labels in the world, ARMADA is within the top 3.
Right.
When you look to what's out there, and when I say top 3, I'm talking Spinnin' Records. We know that's one of the biggest in the world. ARMADA's neck and neck with them. I mean, they are a major distributor for multiple other labels. They have a ton of artists signed. I mean, I know a lot of you guys know this out there, but this is for the ones that don't know that's out there. So when they came back and they said, "Oh, we love this tune, guys. We would love to have it come out in ARMADA."
It was amazing. And you know what? I mean, it was just
a dream come true. It really was. It was a dream come true.
Right. And it was just confirmation that as long as you don't give up, you commit yourself to constant improvement, you really focus on your craft and believe in yourself, you're eventually going to get through. And we proved it. We proved it in 2019. And, so, I mean, it's a proud moment. And we're going to get to that third point. And what I wanted to say is, as a result of us getting signed, we got support. And I remember just waking up in the morning, and my brother, sometimes my brother would text me or I'd text him, because every morning we were just waking up, getting excited,
surfing the web,
looking at the web, trying to see, who was supporting our
XM Radio, the playlist, right? Because all the major DJs on XM Radio on the dance music channels have radio shows. We all know, right? Whether it's Hardwell, Morgan Page, these guys have all their shows. Tiesto, right? So, and the song was getting played on XM too, on some of these radio shows.
That's right. So I'm just going to tell you guys, instead of beating around the bush, we've been talking for, a good 20 minutes or so. and it was Hardwell.
Yeah.
Hardwell. He was, he was #1 DJ a couple times, wasn't he?
Yeah, several times.
Yeah, and according to DJ Mag Top 100.
Yeah.
And same contest that Armin van Buuren had won before as well on multiple occasions. So Hardwell, Rehab, Sander Van Dorn, Ferry Corsten, Morgan Page, Tritonal, Lumberjack.
I mean, the list goes on. There's so many big names. It was just, we could not believe it. I mean, we've had major support over the years before, but having this record come out in Armada and having this type of support from some of the world's biggest heavy hitters, it was just like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, the President Michael Puron, he followed us on our Instagram. That was like a
dream
a
come true, and
awesome moment for us. And it was just surreal to see all this happening because it's just an amazing feeling to even know that some of these biggest artists like Hardwell and Sander Van Dorn and Ferry Corsten, that they even know that we exist.
Yeah.
They know our name now, VRDGO, and they played our music because they liked it. Yeah. And it's just an awesome feeling, guys. It's so rewarding, and it's so motivating. So don't ever give up. You have to keep trying and believing in yourself. And just remember, you are going to get rejected. I mean, you have to have thick skin.
You're probably going to get rejected 99% of the time when you're trying to get these records signed. It's just the way it is. I mean, it could be different, I guess, but I'm just saying that you're going to get rejected a lot more than people are going to say yes, of course. Just like anything in life, whether you're going for a job, you may not be the first candidate to go in there and get that job. But the point is, like my brother mentioned, that not only do you not ever give up, but you continuously improve.
Right.
You look back and you see, okay, what did I do wrong, or what could I have done better? And you continuously work on those things. That's the biggest key, is not only not giving up, but making yourself better than you were yesterday.
That's right. You have to go through it in order to grow through it. And it's just like you said, like getting a job, you may go into an interview, maybe you weren't prepared, maybe you were a little nervous and you blew it. But when you leave, you go home, maybe you're feeling down, instead of just basically drowning in your sorrows, you get right back on the internet, you start looking for another job, you look at your resume, you pick it apart, and you figure out how you could make it better. And, you do what you got to do. You got to get in the mirror, you got to record yourself practicing your interviews and, answering certain, situational questions that people get tripped up on. And as long as you stick to those rules and push yourself and believe in yourself and put in the work, you're going to get that job.
And being supportive, like my brother mentioned, supporting the artists on the labels, supporting the talent, supporting the labels, doing more than just thinking about yourself. You have to be a positive, go-getting person that is not going to just solely be focused on yourself and think about yourself when it comes to trying to get these records out there, because everyone is in this race together to try to get a record signed. And it's all about that peace, love, unity, and just coming together and doing the best that you can to get these records signed.
Absolutely. Well, on that note, I think that's a good place to end. Thank you guys so much for your time, and leave your comments below. Let us know what you guys think. Let us know about your journey. Are you guys currently trying to get signed? Have you guys been rejected? What are some of the things that, you've learned from this process? We want to know. So leave that stuff in the comments, subscribe to our channel.
Give us a like so that we can
smash that like.
Yeah, so we can keep that going. And if there's any questions you guys have in regards to whether it is or it was how we got signed, or you're trying to get signed, or whatever it may be, just anything about what we discussed today, like my brother mentioned, leave it in the comments. We'll respond to you guys, and we look forward to catching you guys on the next episode.
That's right. So stay tuned, and click that notification bell so you get all our updates. And peace.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.